Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. I'm trying today. Today in the news, Balan, Wonderworld's director, speaks out for the first time online after its disastrous release. For those of you who have no idea what this game is and it flew under your radar, Balan Wonderworld is a game that was released by Square Enix in 2021 from one of the Sonic co-creators, Yuji Naka. It was an extremely charming musical adventure game with bare bones obstacle courses, bland stages, a very weird control scheme, and so many other problems. Well, Naka has taken to Twitter today in a lengthy Twitter thread to post an apology to fans about the game and to point the finger directly at Square Enix, saying they don't care about the fans at all. According to Naka, he was removed from director 6 months before the game's release for 2 reasons. One, there was a disagreement between him and Arzest, the game's developer, over the quality of the game. Naka said he asked them to fix bugs and such, but they were never addressed. This led to a falling out between the two. The second is, strangely, the promotion of the game using a YouTube piano player's musical arrangement instead of the actual game composers. That is certainly weird. He goes on to say that while working on Sonic, they were making changes up until 2 weeks before launch, which honestly I think says less about him staying on that last 6 months and more about game dev culture and how it's like crunch up until the last minute. I don't know if that's a good thing. Look, I played the Balan Wonderworld demo back in the beginning of 2021 when it first came out, and I'll be honest with y'all, it wasn't good. And not like the bugs need to be polished out, kind of not good. I mean, it was just not good. There were a lot of problems with the game. Do I think it was ever going to be good? No. Especially not in the few months between when I played the demo and release. Do I think massive mega corporation Square Enix cares about fans? No. I don't think any video game massive mega corporation cares about fans. They care about money, making money, and appeasing shareholders. That's what they care about. But do I think what they did to Naka is messed up? Yeah. Just let the man finish his game. He has a vision. He's almost at the finish line. You're right there. Even if there's disagreements, it's the end. It's the end. It's very obvious, in my mind at least, that Squeenix saw this and was like, I don't think it's going to sell. Let's just get it out. But at that point, just let him finish it. It definitely seems disrespectful to me, but what do I know? Maybe that's why I'm not a giant mega corporation. Speaking of giant mega corporations and sticking it to them, Kotaku continues to report on a wave of developers organizing into small unions in the gaming space, a thing I am totally for. Well, it looks like RPG maker Bioware is the latest company to have its employees demand better treatment. Following in the footsteps of other quality assurance teams, the Dragon Age 4 QA contractors have revealed their intention to unionize. The big reasons they say are bad pay and concern over full-time return to the office, with COVID still being a thing. And apparently, these QA contractors have been around for a while. They've worked on the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, they worked on the most recent Old Republic expansion, and now they're on to Dragon Age 4. Keywords, the company that manages the QA team, said everyone has to be back to work by the 9th. But according to a rep for the unionization effort, who didn't want to be named for fear of retaliation from Keyword or Bioware, Keyword staff don't receive any paid time off, even as Alberta's healthcare guidelines recommend 14 days quarantine after someone tests positive for COVID. Full-time Bioware employees, meanwhile, would still have flexibility to work from home. Keywords has been criticized in the past for its COVID sick time policies and for pushing some of their employees to stay in the office when the pandemic first began in March 2020. So what they're saying is, if they come back to work on the 9th, get sick with COVID, and then have to quarantine for 14 days, during that 14 days, they don't get paid. So basically, they must come back to work. If they get sick, they are essentially broke. Right? This isn't a high-paying job. This is how you get into real financial trouble if you can't work. As this situation is still developing, we are gathering facts and we'll have a statement as soon as possible. A spokesperson for Keywords told Kotaku in response to a list of questions. BioWare and EA did not respond to a request for comment. The QA team does seem pretty confident that a union vote would win, and honestly, I say go for it. I support that completely. I think there should be more of that in the gaming space. So yeah, go for it. Speaking of support, this is what I'm doing. Thank you to everyone over on patreon.com/Jesse Cox for your support especially Twisted Cobalt, Elizabeth Jerome, and Mucalitic. Thank you so much for all your support. That's it for 5 Minute Gaming News. You're all amazing. I'll see you tomorrow.